innovation and invention are not the same things. The words are really similar and they are related, but they are actually really different concepts. An invention is a thing. It's something that somebody creates, some new technology or new application of technology. That's an invention, right? It's something that is truly novel in and of itself. But an invention doesn't necessarily create value. The common scenario we see is an early stage company that has a really cool piece of technology, something that they've invented that they're having trouble finding a customer for. And we usually call this a solution in search of a problem. Right? And it's because they're jumping the gun. They've gone to this cool thing, but they haven't actually demonstrated that there's demand for it yet. And when you go through that process that we call need finding, where you discover a customer's need or discover that problem, you learn not only that there's a market there, sizable enough to go after, to make it worth your while, that you can extract value from them, you can extract money out of them directly or indirectly, and that the particular solution that you're thinking about is the right one to address their need. Only when you get those three things do you actually have something that is worth even pursuing. But people come up with these inventions, these cool technologies, and they'll say, I'm just trying to find somebody to sell this. And so you're a solution in search of a problem. And that's not inherently bad. Sometimes you're a company and you invent something for your own internal purposes. And now you're like, well, I wonder if we can find even more value in this thing by offering it somewhere on the market. So then you go and you try to find a customer for it. And that's fine, right? Within reason, that's totally acceptable. But it's a very different process and it's very uncertain and it's much more risky, which is why you do it oftentimes in the case where you created that thing for another purpose and you're just trying to repurpose it, right? And so your risk is lower because you're already getting the value you anticipated out of it. Whereas if you are a startup and you're just creating something out of nothing, right, and you're putting all of that effort into it, you could be putting all of that effort in for naught. And that's no fun at all. It's terrible. It's a terrible way for a startup to die. And innovation is always three components. It is a customer for whom you're solving a particular problem in a particular way, right? And that way might be the invention, right? Or it might not be. It might be a creative application of something that's already there. But there's a customer and a problem and a solution, right? And those are the three things that go into that. Invention is just one small piece of that. Even if you're doing an internal innovation of some kind that's just inside of your large company or something like that, even then you still have those three components. The customers are probably somebody inside the organization. It could be leadership, it could be some line staff someplace, who knows, but there is some customer that does have a particular need, and that could be a need in delivery, that could be a need in something that's just costing a lot of money or a pain point or whatever, right? There's some need that you're solving and with a particular solution. And you're always doing that in exchange for capturing some value. If you're selling a product on the market, that's usually money, right? But if you're internal to a company, that actually might just be getting your budget renewed or something like that, or maybe keeping your job. But there's some value that you're capturing as part of that.